Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss with you chapter 7, understanding data. So this chapter I'm going to explain in one shot, so don't skip the video. It will be important concept I'm going to discuss with you. So I will start the topic. So this chapter, as per the PU board, we are having the weightage of 4 marks. So you can expect your one no MCQ type of question and one 3-mark question. So totally 4 mark this chapter is having, and this chapter is completely full of theory and one statistical problem we are going to solve it from this chapter. Okay, so what are the concepts we are going to discuss from this chapter? The first is what is the difference between data and datum, and what are the applications of data, and the second one, significance analyzing data, and the third one, importance of data in real life as well as the business. Then fourth one is the types of data, and fifth one is a data processing cycle in normal way, and the sixth one is statistical data and the terms and calculation. So totally the main concept is from this chapter is all the 6 concepts. Now, what is the meaning of data and datum? So the data is nothing but the plural form. So we are having a singular and plural, right? So plural form we will call it as a data, and datum is nothing but the singular form. That's it. So what is data? So data is nothing but, you can see here, it is a combination of numbers, symbols, everything, and it is a image format also. So we can call data as a collection of characters, numbers, or symbols that represent some values. So if you take an example in personal data, name, age, etc., we are collecting, that has become a data. And also, for example, in many life scenario, if you see that we will be, when you want to purchase some phone, so you will start searching the data. Okay, which iPhone is good or Android is good, you will start searching right in the internet. So all this, you are collecting the data, right? That is called data. Clear now? Now next one, what are the examples of data in different field? So when it comes to the data, the different field, they will be collecting the information. If you take an example of healthcare, so healthcare, mostly what it will happen, so every month your parents or no your known person, if they want to do the health checkup, so every year they will do the health checkup. Or if they're not well, if they're going to the doctor, the doctor asks us to go to any of the lab and do the blood checkup or all those. So that healthcare, they will be having the information about the patient health records, medical history, and the lab result. All this data, they will be having it. Okay. And what about in education data? What is the meaning of education data? In case of the students performance, if you're taking the colleges or schools, they will be collecting the data about the students performance, and what about their attendance and the progress reports. All this coming under the education data. So we, in student education data only, you can think about many things, even the teachers data, everything also comes under the education data. So there are so many data they will be collecting, but I'm giving you as an one no small examples for from each field. Okay. And the next one, if you're taking the smart home data, what is the meaning of smart home? When you're using, see for example, many houses nowadays, if you see, the sensors will be there. If you go near to the door, automatically the door will be opening. Or by using your the Android, how you can use the face to open the mobile phone, the same thing you can do it in the home also, as well as the fan also, by the using the remote control, or by using the voice message, you can by using the voice message, you can on the TV or on the fan or on the light. So that is called a smart home data. So in that, if you're taking, what are the meaning of data is sensors, temperature reading. So if, for example, what if you want to know what is the temperature of the house, if you want to make it cool or reduce the cool, based on that, the smart home will be understanding that. That is called temperature reading. Security camera footage. So if you are fitting any CCTV camera in your home, that security camera footage also will come under the data. Next one, environment data. So environment data, mainly what they are going to concentrate is air quality. What is the air quality? Water levels, how it is, population, forecasting, the weather forecasting, all this data they are collecting it, right? That comes under the environment data. Next one is a very simple as banking. If you're taking banking, what are the details they will be collecting? The customer transaction, loan details, even the customer personal details, all the data they are going to collect it. I'm giving only the sample of different field. There are so many field are available, so you can write the example of your own. For example, if you're taking, apart from that, the hospital, if you're taking the hospital or railway, the railway station, what are the type of data they will be collecting about the passenger or customers, all this coming under the example of data in different field. Okay, so when they're asking you the question, just give the subheading and about patient health, only one or two points you can mention, you will get, definitely will get a mark. And next one, why processing and analyzing are important. See, after collecting the raw data, so raw data is nothing but, as I told you, just collecting all the information, like all the data in the form of numbers or characters. After that, what you are going to do, the raw data alone is not sufficient for making decision. So, for example, if I'm telling, if you go and inquiry any colleges after your second PUC, you are going and inquiry for good colleges, you are just collecting the details. Okay, how was the placement? They are saying in the colleges, they are saying that, okay, we are providing the good placement. That is just a data, but you can't take the decision based on that. You have to check into the deeper, like how many placement has been done till till last year, and how many, what is the average salary they are getting it. All this will be the detailed version. Then only you can decide, okay, this college is good, here are so many got placed, and so many of them got this many salary, and how many companies are coming to this college. All this, they have to give the summarization. Then only you can decide it, right? So that is what they have mentioned. Raw data alone is not sufficient for making decision. Processing and analyzes, this too is a very important keyword. Processing and analyzes are necessary to extract useful information. So the example, as I discuss with you now in college, okay, so this is what the processing and analyzing are very important. After collecting the raw data, you have to do the processing and analyzing to extract some useful information, so that what it will be benefit, you are going to decide, take the decision based on that. Clear now why processing and analyzing are important? Next one is importance of data in business. So as of now, we had discussed that not generally, like how the no the data is used, data are collecting in the different field, but how the importance of data in business. There are so many points are there. You can mention any 5 points from that. So if you're taking the bank, they have to update the data when someone withdraw money from an ATM, right? If they are not updating the data, what it will happen, that that the money, we don't know about it, the customer is not aware of it, right? How many withdrawal money has happened, or what is the saving account, what are the balances are there, they are not aware of it. So for that, the bank needs to be updated, right? And next one is a weather office use satellite data to predict cyclones and heavy rain, so that they will be giving the forecasting, weather forecasting, and any natural calamities are happening, they will give the caution to the people. So based on that, they will decide something, right? And next one, businesses study customer feedback. If the, for example, if any new product is launching, they are going to check what is the customer feedback. Based on that, they will be improving the product as well as they're improving the sales. Okay, that is only the importance of data playing good in businesses. And when you take the airlines and taxi apps, so initially if you check in Uber and all, it was very less price, right? But nowadays, if you see, Uber and Olas are very costly because demand are more. So that's what they have mentioned, change price based on how many people are booking. So it will be depends on the demand, the supply also will be given. And the restaurant offer discount like happy hours after checking sales data. So restaurant, like many times we have seen that Pizza Hut or Domino's, they will be giving, right, in the Wednesday you will be getting the offer, or birthday special, all this they will be giving the offer. So the discounts and all they will be providing, so that they can improve their sales. Okay, so these are the important one. I'm just discussing only five. Apart from that, you can see elections also they are using the EVMs. Scientists also use, they can use the data for experiment also, compare the find result. And medicine companies also they are collecting the data during drug tests to check how well no their medicine works. And libraries also you can check they are keep track of books and members using data. Search engines also use data to show the best search result. And weather forecasting they are also giving the alert like rain or cyclone warning. So these are the importance of data in business. Next one, how business use data to improve their products and service. So now we had discussed just now importance of data in business, but how business use data to improve their products. What is the benefit in case if they are analyzing the product? Okay, so businesses use data to understand customer feedback, as I discussed now. So any new product is coming, they are going to first understand the customer feedback and the market, what is the market trend now. Okay, and this helps them to know what customers want and improve their products, right? And what is the example? Companies check what customers like or need and update their products based on that. And airline, railways and cab apps also using dynamic pricing. So if you book the cab during after 8 o'clock, it becomes really high, right? Because that is a peak hours. The really demand also will be high, as well as the prices also go up. And the restaurants also, as we discussed, look at the past sale to decide the best time to give the discount. Using data helps business stay competitive and keep their customers happy. So these are the one you have to remember it. And next important concept is types of data. So when it comes to the types of data, here we are going to discuss only two types of data. Last year we had discussed structured, semi-structured and unstructured. But here we are going to discuss only two structured. One is a structured data and another one is a unstructured data. So when it takes to structured data, you can see here it is in the form of rows and columns. It will be for proper table and each one will indicate the proper information. That is called structured data. Unstructured data, the best example is a newspaper. So newspaper, it doesn't have any pattern or any format they have to follow. But here there is a format. You have to put it in rows and columns format. But here in the newspaper there is no format. They have to just mention in between the images will come, in between the poster will come. There is no particular format they will be following. That is an example of unstructured data. When it comes to the structured data, it refers to information that is organized in predefined format. This is an important keyword. So it will be in the predefined format, typically in what, rows and columns. That is called structured data. So what is the main purpose of structured data? You can easily search, manage and analyze using the software tools like databases, SQL and spreadsheet. So this is also very important point. So when they are asking in structured data, you just mention it is a predefined format, typically in rows and columns, and it is easy to search, manage and analyzing using the software like SQL and Excel. That's it. And what is the meaning of use of structured data? What are the use or advantages of structured data? These are the 4 points you have to remember. First one, for data analysis. So easily you have to apply the statistical or logical operations. So data analyzing, it will be helpful. And the automation. Nowadays you can see everything is an automation. Ideal for software application and algorithm. Now if you see the automation, the mainly if you are seeing that automatically the electric bill also will be generating. And when you're clicking the online form submission and registration, everything we are doing in the form, right? That is also automation. And booking tickets for movies or travel, everything it is coming as an automation. And next one is a reporting. So data can be directly reported in dashboards and summaries. So it will be the dashboards and summaries also you will be getting the reporting. Okay, and the database management, it enables efficient query and storage using like SQL. So if you not explain this concept, it is fine, at least you can remember all the point. What is the use of structured data? Means data analysis, automation, reporting and database management. Next, what is the meaning of unstructured data? As we discussed already, there is no fixed structure or format, and it is harder to store and process without any special tools, which means you need to store and process without special tools. And data is scattered and free form. So, example I have mentioned, it is a newspaper. Apart from newspaper, there are so many things are example of the non-structured database. Unstructured data. The examples are, you can see the poster in Google ad or anything, that is an example. And another example we can know, we can say that multimedia files like video files, audio files, all these are example of unstructured. And next one is a web content like HTML pages, all these are an example of unstructured. Next one is voice command like Alexa, Siri, whatever the voices you are giving, that is also example of unstructured. So there are so many examples are there. So you can refer that. Next one is metadata. So when you want to working with the unstructured data, so then it becomes very difficult to get the information. So for that reason only, we will be talking about the metadata. What is the meaning of metadata? Is it is a form of information that describe other data, which means it provides the no, it is a data about data. So for example, if you're taking the email, so you can see the email, you will be having the subject and sender who is sending, and what is which date they have sent, and attachment, is there anything. So all this coming under the metadata, because it is email is you will get the data, and it is telling the detailed information about everything. So from to subject, date, messenger ID, delivered to, received, what time they have sent, all the details you got it, no, that is in that information only we can call it as a metadata. If you're taking the image also, you can see what is the title of the image, what is the width, height, all this information, right? That only we can call it as a metadata. I hope everybody is understood. Metadata is nothing but it describes the data about another data. Okay. Next important concept is data processing cycle. So data processing cycles are very important. Last year also the concept was there. So the data processing cycle, there are 5 possible. One is a data collection, data input, data processing, data output, and data storage. So what is the meaning of data collection is, first raw data is gathered from different sources. So you have to gather the raw data from different sources. The sources can be survey, census, business records, online forms, etc. Example, if you take it, the shopkeeper notes daily sales in a diary or cash register. That will be the, what is that? That data collection, they will be using the file system like notepad. But now you can enter through the Excel sheet. That is also data collection. Okay, so instead of mentioning everything, you can just mention any one. What is the, in case if you're explaining the data collection, you just mention first raw data is gathered from different sources. What are the sources? Is only surveys. Okay, and example is nothing but a shopkeeper notes daily sales in a diary or Excel. Okay. Next one is a data input. What is the meaning of data input? You are, whatever the collected data, you are entered into the computer or software. That is called data input. So input can be a manual also, whether you are going to do it typing or automatic, which means the barcode scanning or file upload. Everything we can consider as an input. Example, the shopkeeper types sales data into a spreadsheet. Okay. Next one is the data processing. What is the data processing? After giving the input, data is supposed to be processed or analyzed. Why it has to be analyzed, as we discussed? Because you have to take the decision based on that. What are the tasks? Calculation, sorting, filtering, and summarizing. All this are an example of the processing. Example, the system calculates the total sales and profit. Next one is the data output. What is the data output? The processed data is shown in a clear format, which means the table format. It has to mention the reports, it can be graph, it can be tables or charts. All these are example of the data output. So example is what? A report shows the shop's top selling items and total sales. Okay.
Okay, the next concept is data storage. So after processing, finally we are going to store the data, okay, for the future use. So the final data is saved for the future use. So how are we going to store the data? So initially and all, you can see they will be storing the data manually, like they will be having the file, they will be storing the data. But now the recent trend, if you're taking it, they will be storing the data in computer files, databases, or cloud. Or if you want to save your data in the secondary storage devices, you can mention the example of hard disk or pen drive, etc. Okay, so the example, if you see, the shopkeeper saves monthly reports in a folder or online. So these are the complete one about the data processing cycle. Next one is the statistical techniques for data processing. So the data processing, the main concept is only how are we gathering the data, how are we giving the input, then processing, then output. After output, we have to do the interpretation. So that interpretation is nothing but the statistical techniques. Okay, they will be using the statistical techniques to interrupt the rate data, so that it will be helpful for them to identify the pattern also, as well as they are going to make the smart decision. So that is very important. After processing the data, you have to do the interpretation, okay, for finding out the patterns and smart decision. Okay, this method helps check the correctness, what is the recent trend, and accuracy in the data. So if you take an example, bank ATM cash withdrawal system is the problem. So what is the problem here? The bank manages cash withdrawal from its ATM machine. So the whatever the whenever, for example, if you take the HDFC bank, so we are having a different branches in all over the India. If you're taking the India, all over the India, right? So how are we going to manage when the person is coming and withdraw the amount? So what are the input they will be giving? So they will be giving, the user will be giving the ATM pin, and what is the account type? Either it will be the saving account or current account, and next one is the account number. So they will be mentioning the account number, because if you're giving the pin, it has to reach to the account number, right? So it is not going to reach to the other account number. So that also they will be consideration. Next one is a card number, then ATM location, so which location they are withdrawing the amount, and date and time, amount to withdraw. So all this we can consider as an input. What is the processing? So they are going to validate the pin number. So after entering the pin number, no, it has to be processed, whether it is a validate pin number or not. Check if sufficient balance is available. It is going to check no whether you have a balance is available or not. And after that, after detect withdrawal amount from the account, so after that, what they are going to deduct the amount, then dispense cash and print the transaction receipt. So the ATM machine has to dispense the cash, and if the user requested, it will print the transaction receipt also. So here what is the output? So cash given to the user along with the printed receipt. So this is what one problem, if you're taking it, how the input will be, how the processing will be, how the output will be, you will be taking it. And the storage, what is the storage here? It is stored in the Excel format, and whenever the user wants to take the bank statement, they can take it at any time. Clear? So this is an example. We have covered almost everything for the data processing cycle. So what is the main purpose of doing the data processing is, the first one is to ensure the data validation. That's what I have said. After giving the user giving the input, it is going to check the correctness of the pin, payment status, or eligibility criteria. In different situation, I have given the data validation. First, it ensure the data validation. After that, to summarize the large data set. So, for example, in a day, if the HDFC Bank wants to check how many withdrawal and happens in throughout the India, then they are going to summarize the large data set. Okay, and to analyze a pattern. So in what time, like what time they will be, if they are taking the monthly report, so maximum after the salary only, many of them will go and withdraw the amount, right? So that time, make sure that the ATM machine should fill with the money. So for that reason, they are analyzing the pattern and to support the decision making. So these are the main purpose of doing the data processing cycle. Next one important concept is concept of measures of central tendency. What is the meaning of central tendency? Yes, there are three concepts you have to remember. One is to finding the one value that shows the center or middle of group of data. So one value is going to represent how the data is spread out acrossly. So that is the one value that shows the center or middle of group of a data. And next one is it helps us to understand the overall pattern. So without checking each value, so if you have a large number of data set, without checking the each value, it will just give you that one value represent the overall pattern of the data set. And next one, it shows how the data is spread or grouped around the center. So these are the three concepts of the central tendency. There is a technique to identify all these three. What are the three most commonly they are going to measure is, one we can call it as a mean, median and mode. There are three concepts in the central tendency to identify this pattern and one value and how it is going to spread it. So what is the meaning of mean? Is nothing but it tells us the average value. Median is nothing but it gives the middle value, and mode is nothing but shows the most frequently occurring values. So these are the term you have to remember now. And what is the meaning of mean? As we discussed, the mean is the sum of all values divided by the total number of values. So what is the formula we will be using? Mean equal to sigma xi by n. Here what is the meaning of xi is nothing but x1 to xn. So these are all the data values and n is the number of values. We can see the problem here. So they will be asking the question, find the mean for the following data set. So if they're asking, one second, if they're asking this, you can just mention it. This is a data set and how can you calculate the mean is, so you have to add all the number divided by total number of total number in the data sets. So totally we are having how many numbers? 8. So divided by 8. So 36 by 8 is 4.5. This is nothing but the mean value. Next one is a median value. So what is a median value? It is going to identify the middle value. Okay, so for odd numbers it is very easy to identify the middle value. For even numbers you have to take the two middle value and to find the average. Let's see the example here. So find the median for the following data set. This is the data set. You are going to check number of values. Here is what 9 values are there. So obviously the fifth value will be the no median value. So here what is the fifth value? 1 2 3 4 5. So this is nothing but the median value. In case if I remove the 10 here, so what is the median you are going to find out? So there are two value will be there, right? So this two value you are going to take the average. So 4 plus 4 divided by 2. So this is nothing but what? 8 by 2. So 8 by 2 is nothing but the 4. So the fourth position, whatever the values are there, that becomes the median. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. Again here only the 4 only, it is a median value. This is what you will be finding the median. Next one is a mode. What is a mode? Is nothing but that appears most frequently in the data set. So a set may have no mode also, one mode also, or multiple modes also. Okay, if you take an example here, so the same data set I'm taking it here. So which are the numbers are repetition? If you take 3, it is repeating 2 times. 4 is also repeating 2 times. And 5 also repeating 2 times. So this is, we can call it as a multi-set. Okay, so this is what you will be identifying the mode. Most frequently appears the data. Next one is the measures of variability. So what is the meaning of measures of variability? Yes, it shows how spread out or different the data values of. If you're taking the mean, so from the mean, what are the various, whether the data is a consistent throughout the data set, or there is any diverting. For example, if you take the data set, I am checking the pattern. So if in case if it is a pattern only for the difference of two values, it is going throughout. But after that, if you take that, it is going 5 value difference or 6 value difference. So that is called the variant. Okay, so that you are going to find out for the measures of variability. There are two common measures we are going to find out. One is a range, another one is a standard deviation. So what is the meaning of range here? It is a difference between the largest and the smallest values in the data set. If you have a data set, you are going to find out what is the largest and what is the smallest. You are going to do the minus of it. So this is the formula for that. Maximum value minus minimum value. Take an example here. Consider the marks scored by 8 students in a test. So these are the mark. What is the maximum mark is 100, minimum mark is 55. So what is the range for that? So 45. This means the marks are spread across a 45 point range. Clear? Next one is a standard deviation, which is very important concept. So we are going to do the problem also based on that. So standard deviation is nothing but measures the amount of variation or spread in a set. So how many times the variation is happening? No, mainly we are going to concentrate on the average. See, for example, if you're taking the test, so in the test, the throughout the classes, how what is the variation? Either they are, what is the average you are going to find out. So in this average, any variation is happening or not, you are going to find out. For example, here the small standard deviation means it is a less spread only, but larger standard deviation means there are more spread from the average value. Okay, so now what is the formula for finding out the average standard deviation is, so this is a root of sigma n I equal to 1 of xi minus x bar of the whole square by n. So here the symbol represents the standard deviation. Xi is nothing but each data value and x bar is nothing but the mean. You're going to find out the mean, and n equal to total number of data values. Now let's see the example here. Here the mark of 5 students I have mentioned, 35, 40, 45, 30 and 50. So first step, you are going to find the mean here. Mean is nothing but what? X bar. How do you find the mean? You are going to add everything and divide it by total number. So if I'm adding everything, you got what? 200 by 5 is nothing but 40. That is the first step. Second step, you are going to create a table here. Find the squared difference of each mark from the mean. Okay, so x, whatever the values are here, that will be there in the x, and again you are going to find out x minus x bar because it is there in the formula, right? X minus x bar also x minus x bar whole square. So x minus x bar, how do you find? 35 minus x bar is what? Whatever the finding mean value, you are going to minus it. So minus 5. So 40 minus 40 is 0. 45 minus 40 is 5. 30 minus 40 minus 10. Then here 10. After that, in the third column, you're going to find out the square. So minus 5 to the whole square is minus into minus is become plus. So 25, 0 square is 0. So 5 square is 25, minus 10 square is 100. Here also 100. After preparing this, the what is the third step is you are going to calculate the average of the squared. So average, how do you find out? Again, you have to take all the all the values of this x minus x square divided by 5. So 250 by 5 is 50. Then you are going to find out the square root. So 50 the whole square equal to 7.07, which means the standard deviation marks is approximately 7.07. This tells us the students' marks vary on average by about 7.07 marks from the mean square of 40. So which means the average is 40. So the deviation is from the mean 7.70 deviations are happening. Clear now? So this is what you will be finding a standard deviation. So these type of questions, so as we discussed that by using the any of the central tendency, the how it will be useful for the statistical technique. I'm giving the problem statement here. The management of a company wants to know about the disparity in salaries of all employees. They are going to find out what is a suitable statistical technique. Obviously, whenever the disparity comes, you are going to find out what standard deviation techniques they will be doing the formula and find out the disparity. And next one, teacher wants to know about the average performance of the whole class. So average means what is average is nothing but mean they are going to find out. Okay, and find the popular color for car after surveying the car owners of a small city. So what is the answer for this? So popular car for the car. So popular color, when you're doing the survey, how many repetition you are going to find out, right? So the repetition means what? It is nothing but the mode. Clear? So I hope everybody is clear with the concept. What is the meaning of central tendency? What are the techniques you have to do it? So this is the end of the topic. So if you have any question, post your question in the comment section. I will reply to your answer. And in my book, if you see, there are so many problems I have given, and there are so many topics also. I have explained it in the simple way. So please do the purchase. It will be available in Avenue Road, Sapna Book House, or Sapna Book House online also it is available. So those who didn't subscribe my channel, please do the subscription. Thank you so much.